What's up, folks? Maximilian here, and welcome back to the countdown to Black Ops 2. Today I'm going to be talking about something very controversial in the last few Call of Duties that has been coming out, and something that has me a little worried for the future of Black Ops 2, and in my opinion, could be the straight-up death of the game within the first month. And it's called lag compensation. For you guys that don't know what lag compensation is, it became very apparent in the latest release of Modern Warfare 3. It's the programming design of the netcode for the Call of Duty engine that allows everyone to play on an even ground. At least that's the... at least that's what they want it to be. The problem is in Modern Warfare 3 is that it ended up being very disadvantageous for somebody who was the host, and it was very unfair for a lot of players on the map. Essentially, one or two people would run at an extremely good connection, and everyone else would be a half second to 1 to 2 seconds completely behind the rest of the players, and it was extremely frustrating, and it made Modern Warfare 3 very difficult to play within the first few months of the game being out, and it took a while to get patched out. Surprisingly, this was not a much different scenario than what happened with Black Ops when it came out originally as well. Black Ops had a very big problem with lag right at the start, and there were many issues very similar to that of Modern Warfare 3 within the first few months of Black Ops release, and essentially shooting guys became so much more difficult and you had to work your butt off to get to a decent connection game. This was a huge problem, and the fact that this wasn't a problem in games like Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty 4, World at War is kind of stifling, and it's the fact that if this is the progression that Call of Duty games are going to make, this could be the end of a Call of Duty title, like, as soon as it comes out. Now, the greater public and a lot of people don't know about this. They shoot guys and they assume that, oh, I got shot, game over. But if you actually, well, here's a secret that I've always given to everybody, and when Black Ops initially came out on this channel and I was making Black Ops videos, it was my first time starting to do commentary, and I was talking about this a lot in the original Black Ops, how the lag is really bad, and it seems a lot different than previous games, which was like Modern Warfare 2, COD 4, and stuff like that. What I wanted to mention was when you started off in Black Ops, the way to test how bad the connection was or how the netcode was not working in your favor, to understand how far behind you might be of other people in the match, was to reload your gun right at the start of a match. This is probably the best way still throughout Modern Warfare 3 and other Call of Duties. As soon as you start the game, you would fire your weapon once and then reload the gun. What you're looking for is in between the time you press X or square on your controllers for consoles. When you press that button, normally the reload animation kicks right in. Your guy whips out a mag, goes right in, you know, and you're ready to go once again. But if it takes like a half second, or if it takes a little while for you pressing the button and for the reload animation of your character to kick in, that is the amount of time it took your button press to reach the server of Xbox Live or PlayStation Network to route to the other players and then get back to you. That is called lag compensation, or that's just lag in general. What lag compensation does for the host of many games is that it puts a little bit of a disadvantage on the host. It sets the host back a little bit and then lets everyone else play at an even ground. That's the goal of it, but it never really worked that good, and in Modern Warfare 3 it became very apparent, because in MW3, if you were the host, you were at a severe disadvantage, and there was almost nothing that you could do against it. It was tough, it was hard, man, and if you were the host, you almost wanted to back out of the game because there was almost nothing you could do. You'd have to play all of your gunfights from a mid to long range, and it was frustrating. It was really frustrating. Good luck winning any close quarters fights at that point. In Black Ops, if you were the host, things worked out pretty well. It acted a bit differently. It's like they tried to change things in Modern Warfare 3, but they just messed it up even more. And Black Ops eventually kind of fixed things through. What you do to kind of alleviate this in a game like Call of Duty where so many people are playing is you switch up the matchmaking options. You let people play with each other that are closer in region, because to be honest, if you're playing from guys overseas or across like the United States, you can tell the difference of the quality of the game and the quality of the connection. Many people have seen it so many times where you're shooting at dudes in replays and the bullet sparks, or when you're hitting a guy and the bullet splatter comes up from their blood, is way behind the enemy, because that's where they actually got hit. And when you see the character in front of those hit marks is where they were. It's really weird to think of that, and it's the fact that that's how lag compensation works. It has to put people a step back every once in a while to make things try to even it out between. And it doesn't always work that way. And this has only really been an issue since Black Ops, the original, and Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 2 got a little bit worse than like Call of Duty 4 and World at War, but if you go back and play COD 4 right now on consoles, there's barely anybody playing, right? But if you play that game, it still feels amazing. Granted, since there's not that many playing, it can't do its matchmaking magic to get you with closer players a lot of the time. It just throws you in a lobby with a bunch of people around the world, and it still feels really good. I'm kind of just confused by how these games cannot feel as good as older games when it comes to the most basic mechanics of how online games should work, and it's making you put on even ground with other players. So hopefully Black Ops 2 will have something by Treyarch to address this. It definitely seems that Treyarch is trying to target the things that were that the community had big issues with previous games, with the Black Ops 2, with the original Black Ops title, with Modern Warfare 3. And surely they would know the fact that lag compensation and the fact that lag was a huge issue in the original Black Ops and Modern Warfare 3, but if they refuse to acknowledge it or neglect it when the game comes out, it can just be just as bad as Modern Warfare 3 when it comes out. No matter how cool all this extra stuff is, if the game plays like butt, and you can't get around that. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if they've actually said anything, if there's something I have not heard from like David Vonderhaar or folks over at Treyarch that might have been in some sort of news piece anywhere and you might have heard about it. Go ahead and leave a comment below. The more reassured I can be about this, the more confident I can be about having fun when Black Ops 2 first comes out, instead of waiting a few months for them to patch the matchmaking and patch all this other stuff to make players actually play well together. But until next time, we're going to continue our countdown of Black Ops 2 with some more Black Ops gameplay. My name is Maximilian, signing out.